Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope we're all doing very, very well. We are back on the channel. Another live stream. Here we go. And as some of you may or may not recognize, different background today. I'm back. I'm at home in England. And do you know what? Fair enough. It's still sunny out here. Not as sunny as America. But it feels good to be back. I'm glad. I'm happy to be back. But obviously, it would have been nice to have stayed out in New York or Philadelphia, wherever we're playing, to finish out the tournament. But I didn't do it in the end. Why? Why didn't I stay? Because, to be quite frank, it's bloody expensive, and I've got to pay my bills. So there you go. That's your answer. But it was good fun. Really enjoyed it. I had a great time. I got a lot of good things to say about America, the American people, the American fan base, the experience of visiting different cities, whether it was New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Atlanta, Orlando. I got to see a lot of cool stuff. I'm extremely jet lagged. I woke up at 2 a.m. English time. I haven't been to sleep since. I got back yesterday in the afternoon, and I am working later on today. So wish me luck for that, because that is going to be tough. But listen, straight back on the horse. And I'll be honest, the live streaming in America wasn't great, was it? It was poor. It was poor. If you look at what I was doing before I went to America, and then when I went to America, it was pretty shocking. It's difficult to maintain 2 live streams a day when you're traveling and you're on the road, and you've got these bloody rubbish sockets in America, the worst plug sockets I've ever seen in my life. It's probably the worst thing about it's the tipping culture and the sockets. Those are the 2 things I hate about America. And it was just very difficult. Streams when the Wi-Fi went out, all of it. And now I've got my beautiful home Wi-Fi, my lovely Sky internet, which hopefully won't let me down. And I don't have to pack up my computer every 2 days and set up a new microphone. So we are here. And that was a long intro. Sorry. Big up to Harry. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Jordan in the building as well. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yusuf's got his ticket sorted. Good. Looking forward to it. Same in Romania. There you go. Which in America is a nightmare? No, it's the plug sockets, man. It's the plug sockets and the tips. Some of the tips were honestly disgusting. And these are bills that I wasn't necessarily I didn't pay for every meal, but I looked at some of those tips and I went, honestly, 20%, 25%, 30%. They don't even give you an option to put less on there. What if I don't want to give you 20%? 10% could still be very generous. So I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that, but hey, you can't have it all. Listen, we're going to be speaking about all the latest Chelsea news. Kev will be jumping on as well. I think he's got a problem with his tooth, but he said he can power through. So he's willing to suck it up and jump on, see what's going on. We're going to be talking about Madueke. We're going to be talking about the situation with him and Arsenal. Obviously, he's been negotiating his personal terms with Arsenal. He's accepted personal terms, so that's fine. But now the clubs need to agree a deal for Madueke in order for it to work. There is a difference in valuation. As it stands, that obviously affects the Ethan Nwaneri situation because he wants game time and he's not signing a new contract. We're interested in him. And then we've got Mohamed Kudus as well of West Ham. Looks like he's most likely going to be joining Tottenham. Although Chelsea, I mean, there's still a conversation, but it doesn't look like we're going to be going there. And also Leslie Ugochukwu. Is he going on loan? We will find out the answers on today's show. How are we doing, Kev?
Back, mate. It's good to be back. It's been a long time.
It's been too long, hasn't it, Kev?
It's been too long. I've been missing it, man. Probably got about 50 messages off me over the last few weeks saying, "What's going on, Alex? Like, what's match day vlogging, 1 p.m. show and etc." But I've left it to it. I understand that it's been.
Mate, the 1 p.m. show was the 8 a.m. show, and the 10 p.m. was the 5 p.m.
Yeah. So
and I don't know. I just the timings. When you get into a routine, and yeah, you just stick to that routine. Like when I went to America, that all went out the window. And I'm not an early bird. For those of you who don't know, don't like getting up early. I don't need to. My job doesn't require me to get up that early. Sometimes I do. On Saturdays, I get up. Yeah, usually I start work at 7:30 on a Saturday. But apart from that, every day I usually start work around 3, 4 o'clock.
You've just lost.
So I have no reason to get up before.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to get up around sort of 10.
Yeah.
End
of the day, Alex, you was on holiday. Just enjoy your holiday. Yeah, that's it. I was trying to push things forward, but I could tell that you was fully out of the Chelsea fan TV mindset. So
no, I wasn't out of the. No. I was still uploading. Come on, Kev.
Yeah. But just like with the shows and whatnot, they were out of your mind, which is understandable. Brother, your dad, you're in America. Just enjoy your time over there and get back to business, which you have. You flew back yesterday. Within 24 hours, you're back on it, brother. So I respect you, man. You know where the importance is. So you got back on it, and let's move forward. There's been a lot gone on in the space of 2 weeks with football in general, Chelsea. So I'm sure we'll catch up and talk about a few topics today.
No, definitely. We're gonna be going over transfer news. We can obviously talk about the Club World Cup as well, which is. I'm more than happy to go into the details of that competition, although we could potentially do that tomorrow as well with the preview. But yeah, I mean, Kev, let's just start off on your thoughts on Chelsea at the moment, how you're feeling. Yeah. Are you feeling good about us? Are you surprised that we're still in the Club World Cup?
Well, I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, the run's been decent to us, been easy to us," which on paper you could say yeah. What I'd say to that is you've got to beat any team that's in front of you. Any team that's in this Club World Cup are there on merit, so they've obviously done something right in their own leagues, whatever, to become part of the Club World Cup format. So we've had to beat good teams to get to where we are. Obviously, with the team we're facing tomorrow, another good team with experience in Thiago Silva, so that's going to be another tough game. But I do feel like the run into the final has been easy to us. I feel like the signings we've made behind closed doors as well, bringing in Pedro and Gittins is a step in the right direction. Also, transfers going out, Kepa to Arsenal, I'm all for that. But I'm a bit indecisive on the Madueke transfer. I just don't feel like he's a player who hasn't fully got to his potential yet in Madueke. I don't feel like he's selling to Arsenal, not to your rivals. That could be one that comes back and bites us in the arse.
Yeah, but when has the transfer to Arsenal ever actually bitten us in the arse?
They've all been crap. William Gallas was a decent one. If I can remember, he done.
Look, Havertz was great business from us. Jorginho, retirement home. Czech, retirement home. Who else have we got?
Yossi Benayoun,
retirement.
Luis Arna Diarra.
So I don't feel bad. Yeah. I feel
it's just like none in Madueke. It's different to the players that we've sent there.
Mate, he's never fulfilled his potential. He's not good enough.
Yeah.
That's
But
the truth.
you just never
No,
know.
but this is the thing. This is the thing. Actually, I'll just going back on that. He is good enough for us, like based on what we've been, but he's not good enough in terms of where we want to go. And for us, if it means letting go of Madueke to bring someone better in, someone more established, someone that fits what we're doing, fits this project, has more character, more work ethic, it's more serious, then I can't dispute making £20 million of profit on a player who wasn't even that good to increase by that much in valuation anyway. I'd argue we're pulling Arsenal's pants down. That's great business. And then you just have to decide if you think Madueke was a player we should have kept a hold of in the first place. And we've got Esteval coming in. We've obviously brought in Jamie Gittins as well. We've got João Pedro. I don't think we're going to miss Madueke that much. I really don't. As a squad player, it'd be fine. But I think Madueke is at the stage now. He thinks he's better than a squad player, which, to be honest, makes me realise that if he is going to Arsenal, it's for money, not game time.
He's going there, and he's going to be back up to Saka. As simple as that. I felt like we could have got rid of him, but I feel like Crystal Palace is his level. Crystal Palace is a team that would suit him down to the ground. He's that level, isn't he? When it comes to, he's been given opportunity after opportunities. He's been given a full season. We haven't had much competition. It's just him and Neto on that right side, and he hasn't come up with good enough numbers. I do feel like if we can get over the line, there is potentially a class player there, but he hasn't done it for us in the last couple of years. Too inconsistent. And if you read body language, his body language going into games, and it doesn't come across as a hard-working, top mentality athlete. So yeah, I just feel like I wouldn't want to sell him to Arsenal. Yeah, but it is what it is. If they're going to come up with £45 million, which has been touted for him, take the money. Take the money. He's not worth 45 mil. Maybe that goes back into the transfer kitty. We go and get another centre back or a left back, which we need next. So yeah, I'm 50-50 about it. But if, like I said, if Arsenal are willing to pay the money that Chelsea want for him, unfortunately, we're going to have to let him go.
Big up to Michael. He's in New York. He's just woke up, heading out from the hotel. Can't wait for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Big up to Michael. Torsten says, Alex, I just observed for teams like Fluminense, Flamengo, Palmeiras, the fans turn up in large numbers as compared to Chelsea fans. What do I think might be the reason? Well, to be honest with you, I think that there is two main factors. Well, actually, one main factor, I would say. Probably. Yeah, one really. They're just closer. They're closer. You know that they are on the same. They're in the same
continent.
Well, you got South America, North America, but you know,
it's a 2-3 hour flight for them, and it's a 9-10 hour flight for us.
Exactly. So you know they're not actually that far away. There is a Brazilian presence in America anyway. So there's a lot of fans that aren't even coming over from Brazil, but they are Brazilian. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for them to be able to watch their team taking on the elite teams in Europe worldwide. So why wouldn't they turn out? The other factor is that you've got the cost for English fans getting over is significantly more than the Brazilians in terms of what they have to fork out. And then you just have to look at it in terms of, you know, the timings, everything else. If I'm not wrong, Kev, the Brazilian season is still going on.
Yeah, halfway through their season.
So, you know, with Chelsea fans, a lot of us are done. We're like, fucking hell, I need a break. After seeing everything that we've seen, we saw us get top 4 against Forest. We obviously come out and we beat Real Betis in the Conference League final. And I think there's a lot of Chelsea fans that just probably couldn't be bothered. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them because
the majority of it is
extremely expensive
It's finances, mate. He's got 20, 30 grand just to go and watch football in America. That's what it's cost to do, isn't it?
No, not that much. Bloody hell.
Nah, but your hotels, expenses, it's going to cost at least 10 grand just for the month, easily.
It's not a cheap trip. It's not a cheap trip.
He's got that 10 grand lying around and say, you know what, let's go to America. No one's got that money. Unless you're some millionaire or something. You know what I mean? So I think that's the main reason for it. If it was in Europe, I'd think there'd be a lot more fans that could afford to do it. But because it's the other side of the world and it's just one of them ones. It's not affordable for anyone. But yeah, Brazilians a lot closer to America. Obviously north, south, all that. That's the reason why they're going to more games. Simple as that. So fair play to them, and they've literally made the tournament how it is, because most games that I've seen and witnessed, it's been like 20% of the ground being full. They've even had to AI some of the fans into the stadium. I'm seeing a picture of Mbappe doing the bicycle kick. The majority of that stand behind him is all AI. Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, have we heard about Felix and Benfica? Yes, we have. We can speak about that later. Absolutely. Good to see you, Brad. Hope you're doing well, mate. We are doing very well, very busy, a bit jet lagged. If Kudus has chosen Spurs, does that mean we won't sell Madueke? I don't think that has anything to do with the Madueke deal. I think that's totally separate. I don't think that not getting Kudus means that selling Madueke is a bad thing. Remember, we have a direct replacement anyway with Esteval. So I would argue that's an upgrade. Anyone who argues against that, did you watch the game against Palmeiras? Would Madueke do that if he was playing against Chelsea? I think the answer is no. Categorically a no. Not only did he score against us an amazing goal, Esteval, it was a bloody fantastic goal, but also he was up against Cucurella, who to an extent you would say like had him in his pocket. But see, I wouldn't say that because, well, first of all, he scored, but second of all, he didn't stop having a crack. And that is a sign of a player you want in your team. It's a player who doesn't stop, even if they're against a tough challenger like Cucurella. And that's the ultimate test of a winger, a defender like Cucurella. He is one of the best in the business.
The mentality from him in that game was top. Even though he knows he's a lot younger, a lot less experience in Cucurella, and he's going to be joining Chelsea, he didn't give a crap. He was giving it as much as he can take it. There's both at it. You know, there wasn't asked. Even though he's going to be in a blue shirt in a couple of weeks' time, that's it. He's going to give everything he's got. He left it from the pitch, got a great goal. And like he said, he was at it. He was running there, up, down, getting on the ball, making things happen, very direct, left foot, right foot. Yeah, I feel like 2-3 years' time, we're looking at probably one of the best players in the world. Fingers crossed if it goes the way.
We can only hope, Kev. We can only hope.
Yeah.
Big up to Rachel. Hope you're doing well. Jordan says big up to Kev as well. He still wants Chris Wood. We can certainly we could never avoid Chris Wood anymore. Torsten says, I think as of now, unless we're getting a player better than Madueke, we should let us go. That's fair enough. Brad says the Brazilian fans are all there because Biden let half of them in. Well, it'd be interesting to know if they're still there because we've had Trump in charge. So
yeah, they'll be gone soon.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Mateus Cunha says, Alex, this Maresca is shit manager. I don't think he'll make Chelsea better. We will have to wait and see. Big up to Donya. I hope you're doing well. She had surgery and now she's recovering. She had appendicitis and a gallbladder removal in 1 week. But Mr. Alex, I'm very loyal. The moment I am awake, I came to watch your stream. And she also wanted to say, ain't no party like a Diddy party. There you go. Well, I hope you're feeling better, Donna. And I hope you are feeling a bit more healthy.
Wow.
Rach L says, I live in New York and I don't want to waste my limited holiday time to travel 2 days to Atlanta and spend at least $500. It's fair enough, isn't it? No, listen, it's understandable, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of money being shed out to go and watch these games, and yeah, it's totally understandable if people don't want to go. I mean, I don't criticize
the ticket prices are very cheap. They've actually slashed the ticket price. You can get a ticket for $33.
Against Palmeiras, they were selling them for 11.
There you go, them. The ticket price, but you got to think of everything else around it. Just because the tickets are low, doesn't mean the cost of drinks are not going to be. You could probably vouch for me. I bet everything else was expensive, wasn't it? I bet.
Mate, me and Rachel, we went in the stadium, and I said to her, I said, listen, because we were going to do an all-nighter at the airport after. I said, listen, we need to eat now because we won't be able to get food after. And I said, okay. I don't know. I think I needed the toilet or something. I said, go and get 2 burgers, 2 glasses of water, or bottles of water
in the
stadium, and get some French fries as well. We can share them. And it was about $65.
Wow, that's about 50 quid easily.
About 50 or $60, something like that. It was a lot. And Kev, you know, it's like that everywhere.
Wow.
I mean, it's fucking. We went to an ice cream shop, and it was like $10 for an ice cream. It's extortionate.
Yeah.
America is. I couldn't live there just because of the cost of living. Living in England is cheaper.
We ain't far off here, aren't we, bro?
Well, you know what the difference is, though? I'll tell you the difference. In America, they don't get taxed as much on their earnings, but they get taxed on what they buy. So if you go and buy a shirt, you pay the tax on the shirt. In America, we don't do that here. I think we might pay VAT, or I don't know.
It's all the same shit, bro. It doesn't really. It's just
mate, if you go to a shop here, you spend less than in America. If you go for a meal here, you pay less than in America easily. You save a lot of money in this country.
Well, you get taxed more on what you earn,
mate. How much do you tip when you go for a family meal?
Couple quid.
Oh, you're nicer than most then. Fair enough.
Couple quid, bro.
I thought you were going to say 0.
No. I'll give this girl at a pub the other day. I went for a scan and I think I give her 3 quid.
Very generous. What was the final bill? 30 quid?
It's never much, isn't it? It's a lot cheaper over here than America. I know it is, but at the same time, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? We get taxed more over here. They get taxed less, so the money's still coming out either way. Doesn't really matter, doesn't it?
Hey, Kev, as well. You want to know something fucked up? I got the worst sunburn ever. I'm still like dying. My shoulder, my whole back is like scales.
Yeah.
I went to the water park in Orlando, and there was no sun, so I didn't put any sun cream on. There's no fucking sun. All this UV I'm hearing about now, mate. On what day is it today? Monday. On Wednesday last week, I couldn't sleep. I spent the entire evening, the whole night, in the bath. Because when you get sunburn like what I've had, you get something called hell's itch. Right? So you can't stop yourself from basically needing to itch your burns. And the only way to combat it, obviously you can have special creams, but it was too late, so I couldn't get it, was for me to lie in cold water. And I was just like, it's fucked up, man. So literally, I don't know if I want to show people, but like, it's bad.
Oh, yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
It's all over my back.
Skin pill.
It's really bad, mate. I had blisters and everything. So if there's any advice I'll give, I don't tend to do much, but put sun cream on, guys. Wear sun cream, because I didn't. And I don't feel good for it. Yeah. So, hey, listen, let's dive into this Madueke saga. Let's, there's quite a lot to it. Obviously, Arsenal were advancing on personal terms. They agreed that, And then, Madueke gave the green light for the move to Arsenal. And the club have obviously been negotiating. There was a bid, if I'm not wrong, from Arsenal. Has there been a bid? No, there hasn't been a bid. So there hasn't been a bid, but Chelsea we are expecting a bid of about 50 million or more. Okay, that's what we're expecting. Now, based on what I've read and seen, the valuation is about 10 million off what Chelsea want. So if Chelsea are looking at 50 million, Arsenal are looking around 40. Okay, so that's the difference in valuation. Now, this deal becomes more interesting as well because it's not just Madueke that is a player that has relevance in this conversation. Another player that has a lot of relevance is Nwaneri. Nwaneri. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. The winger for Arsenal.
Oh yeah, Nwaneri, Ethan Nwaneri.
Yeah, Nwaneri. And Fabrizio reported yesterday in the evening that Chelsea told Arsenal and the people close to Nwaneri that if they have problems with the contract, then they would be ready to attack the situation. It's going to be down to Nwaneri game time and position. Now, this is really interesting because what Arsenal was saying, just on the fact that they're approaching Madueke, is that they need more depth in that position. They want more depth. They want more quality. Okay. Now, who have they got on their wings as it stands? They've got obviously they've got Saka,
Martinelli, Trossard,
and Nwaneri as well.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I've missed anyone. I want to make sure I haven't missed any players.
Lewis Skelly can play there.
No, he's not really a winger, is he?
Yeah.
Have I missed anyone?
Yeah, that'll be it. Obviously Havertz can play on the left as well.
Yeah, Reece Nelson, he's a winger. So I mean, this is what Arsenal have, and they're basically, but they can't be happy with it. Otherwise, why would they go? Why would they even be looking at Madueke? They clearly feel like this is a player that can help, right? That can improve their situation. Now, I would absolutely, and I know some people might not agree with this, I would swap Madueke for Ethan Nwaneri. I would swap it without cash. If you gave me the option to do a straight swap, no cash involved, I would do it. I would do it.
I think Arsenal are getting the pants pulled out.
And you're telling me that not only can we get the opportunity to sign Nwaneri, right? I don't know if that's on a free because his contract's going to run out, or if we get him cheap because his contract's running out. I might only have a year left or something. And we're going to make a profit of 20 million on Madueke, a player I don't even rate that much anyway. Like, he has one memorable game this season.
Against Wolves.
That's it. Obviously, take that with a pinch of salt. I'm sure he's had better games, good games. But the point being, there's not many. There's not many very memorable games. And I don't feel like we're missing out on a serious asset in Madueke. I don't even think we're downgrading. I think we're upgrading in every sense. We are selling a player who hasn't even improved that much for an extra 20 million quid or 15, all right, which is exactly what we should be doing with Petrovic. That's just fucking stupid the way we've managed the goalkeeping situation. Why couldn't we be selling Petrovic for this money? I'm not saying 50, but I reckon you can get 35, 40.
25,
he's a top goalkeeper and he's young. And then you're looking at Madueke and the valuation we're putting on him. So if we get Nwaneri in there, I think that is a direct upgrade, not only in terms of the football side, But in terms of financially, you got another player in there who will only go up in value. Arsenal won't be able to sell Madueke for more than 50. We will absolutely, if we get hold of Ethan Nwaneri, then we will be able to flip him if we wanted to. So I don't see anything wrong with this business whatsoever. I actually take my hat off. If this is something that we're genuinely going to look at, I think it's great. But if you look at the tweet just below, and this is a very interesting tweet, penny for Pyres, which does make you think that maybe, you know, if we are bringing in a player like Ethan Nwaneri, what does that mean for Kendry Pyres and his career at Chelsea?
He's getting loaned out to Strasbourg anyway.
Well, this is the thing, right? So if he gets loaned out to Strasbourg, and that might be a 2-year loan as well. I mean, it might not be one; it could be 2. You got to remember, Santos spent 1.5 years there because his loan spell at Forest didn't work. So then he went to Strasbourg. So there's nothing wrong with spending a couple of years. But the players want to wait that long. You know, are they willing to wait that long in order to get their opportunity? Interesting as well. I've just seen Jordan's where is it? His wage is 6,000. You know, so honestly, I mean, it's a great position from Chelsea's perspective to be able to pretty much match anything that Arsenal offer, because they're not going to offer
and it's they're going to lease off him. Going to be at least 50, 60 million, 50 or 50, 60,000.
Oh, easily. Yeah, oh my 100%. God. Probably more, if I'm totally honest. You know, I reckon he could get 70, 80 quite easily. Arsenal have offered 60. Yeah, I don't think that Chelsea will miss out on that negotiation. I think they can absolutely beat him, beat Arsenal to the player. So that's something that Chelsea can also use to lure the players. Not only game time in a project that we can actually give paper proof to the fact that we give young players a chance, but we can also offer good money, especially when they're not on good money as it stands. Chelsea's negotiations don't work well on wages when people are already on good wages. But when you've got young players who don't know what it's like to earn millions of pounds, we're very much in the conversation, because not only do we offer money, which is, you know, significantly more than what they already make, we are able to give them a genuine platform. And how many clubs can brag about giving young players a platform, but on top of that, a track record, at least recently within the past year, of having a platform and winning trophies, and potentially, question mark, trophies, plural. And I just want to say, if we win the Club World Cup, I mean, that changes my perception of Chelsea completely. It really does. I thought we'd be out in the quarters. That was my prediction before, because I thought we'd get Bayern. You know, I thought that we would come here and, you know, turn up and go. I didn't think we'd be here to actually go and win the competition. And we're 2 games away, Kev. So, you know, when we look at PSR, everything else, like, we're going to be in a great position.
Apparently, we've got to get 60 million in to balance the books. Apparently, so that tends the reason why.
You'll get that if you win. If you win the Club World Cup, that's your money.
Yeah. But also, they're still trying to get rid of players to. We still need a couple more to come in, don't we? Left back being one, another centre back being another, and a goalkeeper if Partey fits goal. So I still thought we're three players away. But yeah, if we were to bring in Ethan Nwaneri, what a player he is, play across all. You could play across all three positions: left wing, cam, right wing, young aspiring player. His contracts, it's not going to be a lot of money as well, 60,000 to 70,000. Yeah, it could be brilliant business, but I just feel like with Chelsea at the moment, we need to be looking to offload. I've seen the striking options. Have you seen the options we've got up front? There's about 20 players on the list, bro. We've got to start getting rid of it. There's Brora still on the books, Sterling still on the books. You've got to remember, we've still got all these players. Joel Felix, Conor Carney, Chukwuemeka. There's about 10 players that we still need to get rid of. So this is my concern. Looking at players, all good, yeah, but comes to pre-season at Cobham, how are we going to fit all these players? It's going to be astonishing to see where they're all going to fit in. So the board needs to think about offloading first. That's one of my major concerns at the minute.
That's true. And this is what Fabrizio had to say about Madueke. It was a 5-year deal, which was approved by the Madueke camp. And obviously Arsenal are set to send an opening bid for Madueke after an agreement with the player on personal terms. Now, just reacting to what some people are saying as well. Damien says Madueke can go for 50 million, no less. Atrof says Neto, Esteval, even Palmer can play right wing, but on the left we have limited choices when Nkunku leaves too. Brad's dad says, I see so many people doom and gloom about us this year, but I'm fairly optimistic. Don't know about anyone else. I'll be honest with you, Brad. I really don't know what to think. You know, I was on the phone with Josh Avesti earlier, and you know, we were talking about, you know, just people's opinions on Chelsea and stuff like that, and our opinions. And I said that I just don't know what to think. I don't know. You know, I said I've got this thing where I try and be a little bit less reactionary, but at the same time, it's hard. It's hard not to be.
They don't give themselves any reason for us not to be reactionary. The stuff that they keep doing. Like I said, you just got to look at the size of the squad out and the players they signed and the players that we're getting rid of and the mess that they've put us in. You can't, those fees and those things cannot be sugarcoated. Yeah, okay, we're doing decent things on the pitch, won the third tier of European football, we finished fourth, and we're in the latter stage of the Club World Cup. These things cannot be unnoticed, but when you look at it in the massive picture, it is a mess, bro. And I will continue to see and say what I see until we are winning things and we're competing at the top again. Because when you're winning things and competing, the stuff that was in the media about the size of the squad and the mess and the transfers and etc. that they've made can kind of be covered up a bit. But until we are winning stuff, it will come to fruition. And that's what, you know, a lot of fans, they're not being negative. It's just because it's in your face to see. If we go win the Club World Cup and we go and make a couple of good signings, we start the season right, a lot of fans will turn a blind eye to it. But right now, as it stands, can you really turn a blind eye? Like just a few weeks ago, there was messing up with the Menyan situation and not making us, you know, just not getting signings over the line quickly and messing about. But yeah, it's good stuff that. It's good that the stuff on the fields are obviously taking place, and for us to be in the semi-finals of a massive competition, goes to show there is improvements, but we haven't won it yet. Until we win it, I feel like we can then say, you know what, yeah, Chelsea are on the way.
I'll be honest, I think it's very respectable that we even got to the semi-final. But if we get to the final, I'll still be, yeah, I mean, unbelievable, to be honest with you. Unbelievable if we get to the final. If we win the final, my God, Kev.
Yeah.
If we win the final,
wow.
Does that?
I don't
want to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
Mm.
Does that not make you think? Hang on a second. We've just beaten the likes of Man City, PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Al Hilal, all these big teams. Surely, if we're able to compete against them, PSG.
We've got a bit. That's the thing, though.
No, but surely, if we're able to do that,
negative,
then you'd say, hang on, even the fact that we get to the final.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we should win it, but we should be challenging for a Premier League. Challenging.
When you spend nearly £2 billion in the last 3 years, you should be challenging, brother. No, when you've got the squad of players that we've got, it should be challenging. But why haven't we challenged up until now? It's because the transfers and the strategy hasn't been on par. I have to repeat, the only test that we've had in this Club World Cup so far, we've lost. And it was a very unconvincing result. And, the other games that we played have been winnable games. And I'm sure the game tomorrow is a winnable game. The next task that we've got in the final, if we get through, is Real Madrid and PSG. If you then go and beat a Real Madrid and PSG, okay, I can stand up and say, you know what? But the truth of the matter is, are we going to beat a Real Madrid and PSG? I don't know. Real Madrid, I feel like we've got more of a chance than PSG. I think PSG, coming off the Champions League, 5-0 win, the backs are going to be up. They're going to want to continue that winning streak in massive competition. So, yeah, up until now, the games that we've played have been winnable. So I want to see us beat a Real Madrid or PSG, and then I can say you've earned your stripes.
Yeah. What else? Imagine winning the tournament and we've earned enough for the UEFA fine. It's true. Big up to DJ Sav as well. Good to see you, mate. Aloe vera. Trust me, I've had everything. Greek yogurt. You ever tried that, Kev?
I don't get sunburned, don't I? So I couldn't tell you. I'm already blessed with the being sunburnt already. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, God. I might need to get a drink. Right, let's see what else have we got.
Oh yeah, there's a big one as well. We haven't spoke, man. What about the Jota and the situation there? It's really bad, wasn't it? Yeah, we had to do a shout out to Jota. So yeah, man, this is my little tip, man. This is rest in peace, Jota, man. What an horrible couple of weeks. Horrible few days it's been for the footballing world. And shout out to Neto as well. Neto, who he could have took a flight back for the funeral, and he put Chelsea first. He thought he was good mates. So, got to give Neto his jobs as well. Shout out Neto, man.
I can't believe he played. I can't believe he played. I thought it was
the whole of us here at Chelsea with you, man. Big up to yourself, bro, for even playing.
And he played very well.
Yeah.
No, it was crazy, man. Do you remember? Actually, now that you mention it, that night that I spent in the bath, that was when the news come out. So yeah, it was crazy, man. Thing is, as well, we haven't had a player. Oh God, when was the last player that passed away? I remember we had
It passed away, just like out of the blue kind of thing. Wow, not like
the last one that I can think of was the guy from Cardiff.
Oh, the striker, yeah.
And obviously we had the Leicester owner as well in the helicopter.
No, I've never in the history of football witnessed something like when footballers die, but they've got like a health condition or like a heart attack, and you kind of figure out like when it's like a car crash like that, it's just like wow, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I sent it on Facebook and I thought it was fake news. And I really wanted to believe it. It was fake news, and wow, what an absolute disaster! To get married the week before as well. What a disaster! What a tragedy! And everyone at Chelsea with everyone at Liverpool at the moment. I'm sure start of the season for Liverpool it'd be difficult for him, but I'm sure they'll give Diogo Jota the send off that he deserves.
Yeah, they'll definitely. I think the opening Premier League weekend.
Yeah,
they need to dedicate that to him. And you know what they did have a moment, obviously in the Palmeiras game. We had a moment silent And the Palmeiras fans were a disgrace. They were shouting, and it's fucking horrible, mate.
Yeah.
I thought they were horrible, mate. I have no respect for the Palmeiras fans, because when we had that minute silence, they were just fucking chanting, and I thought that was yeah, that was fucking horrible. But yeah, there you go. Big up to Diogo Jota. Emiliano Sala. That was the one. Yes, I'm with you there.
That's out to Musiala as well, man. He's going to be out for quite a long time as well, man. Everything's happening in the last.
Who? Oh, Musiala.
Musiala. Yeah, he broke his ankle, innit? He's going to be out for 6 months, apparently, longer than that. So, yeah. It's all happening in the space of a few days, and obviously we've got the Partey situation as well coming off script here. What are you thinking about the Partey situation as well? That's a surprising one there, isn't it?
I don't know about. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
He got proven guilty, didn't he? So I guess that says more about Arsenal than anything. They knew that.
The thing is as well, what Arsenal don't do stuff like this. All of a sudden now they announce 2 signings straight away. I think they've done that just to keep the fans sweet, just to cover up the simple as that. Like we've waiting for this Guy Corber's news, and all of a sudden Partey news comes out day after they've agreed terms with Guy Corber's. They've done that just to fit the fans up, but the fans ain't stupid. How can you allow someone who's raped 4 women to play for you for 3 years and then releases from his contract? No. As a club, where are your morals there? And I'm sure a lot more stuff will come to light about that. And bad times for Arsenal.
All right, we're going to move on to Leslie Ugochukwu. Now, there was some news earlier that he could be going on loan to Valencia, but it seems that is not the case. Chelsea are no longer accepting loan proposals for Leslie Ugochukwu, who spent obviously this season on loan in Southampton, where they got relegated, where, to be quite frank, I think it's quite hard for him to show his value as a player. So, yeah, I mean, permanent deal seems to be the one on the cards, but it's going to be very difficult to make a profit, if I'm totally honest. I don't see Chelsea flipping much of a profit for Ugochukwu. I mean, what do you make of it, Kev?
I just feel like give him another loan somewhere else, somewhere a bit better, because he's one of them signings that we knew he's never going to be around, isn't it? It's just there. There's a few signings that we've made recently that we just know it's for profit. That's it. Get him in cheap, build him up on a loan, sell him on for profit, and he's one of them. Give him another loan. Strasbourg, obviously being a French team, why not send him there for a season or whatever? Valencia, I don't feel there's no point sending him here. Let him go somewhere, prove himself, and maybe his valuation goes up the season after. Same situation to Petrovic. I'm starting to believe that signing was only for profit as well, because there's been nothing to suggest to me that we're keeping him for the long term. Obviously, Sunderland being linked to him as well. All these players are for profit. Give him another loan somewhere else, build their transfer value, and see how much we get from maybe in another year's time. But for us to sell him right now, it makes no sense. You're not going to make no money in respect of a profit.
No, I don't think we make a profit. I think they'd probably end up going to Strasbourg or something like that. I mean, if we can't sell him, then you've got to do something with him and get him playing. We know that he can play in France because we bought him from France. So give him the opportunity to go and pick up some form elsewhere. And, hopefully we could just retain what we paid for him or whatever it is. I don't know how much we got for the loan fee. Chelsea will obviously find a way to make some money on him. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a pretty, poor signing in terms of improving the squad. I mean, I thought he would potentially come into the fold this year. He didn't. I thought he was one of the dark horses in pre-season. I thought he played quite well. But he was sent out on loan. And that loan spell doesn't really prove much. It's a player that I still feel like I need to watch him play for a better team. and perform for a better team before I can really judge.
Valencia, a team that are not doing the best themselves, so they've just avoided relegation themselves. So I don't really feel like Valencia have just avoided relegation themselves, haven't they?
Well, yeah, I mean, that says more about the player then, I suppose. That is the kind of caliber of clubs that are trying to survive relegation. Those are the kind of clubs that are interested.
I'd prefer to keep him in England,
signing
someone a bit higher up the pack.
I mean, would you rather have Ugochukwu in your squad than Dewsbury Hall? I'd probably say no, to be honest with you.
Well, they're both squad players, aren't they? So it doesn't really matter.
I'd rather have Dewsbury Hall because I think Dewsbury Hall is a player who I'm not sitting here saying he should be happy being a squad player, but he is a squad player, and you know he's getting paid a lot of money to represent Chelsea, and when he's called upon, he tries his best. And I don't think it's easy to replace those kind of players. You know, we had it with Loftus-Cheek, a player who was rotated a lot, never complained. Number of players that, if you look at, let's look at João Felix as an example. He left in January because he couldn't put up with the fact that he wasn't being played week in, week out. And a lot of these young players have such big egos. And I think to be able to find players who have their head screwed on, but also have the ability to at least be part of our squad is not easy to find. On top of having the quality that we actually need to go and win matches. Because this is like almost a bonus, really, isn't it, having that depth? But yeah, I hope Ugochukwu finds a place. I don't think it's going to be in the Premier League, if I'm quite frank. But if he doesn't, I think Strasbourg makes perfect sense. I think he'll end up going there on loan just to boost his value. And I suppose if Strasbourg are paying Chelsea a fee as well, then they won't need as much money when they sell him on. So they can afford to sell him for less, and they'll still be able to break even or maybe even make a profit as well. Hey, we'll finish up on Kudus as well because, listen, he's not talk of the day, really. I think that time has passed. But, we've been in the conversation, Kev, and apparently he only wants to join Tottenham. And the player has been very clear on his intention to join Spurs and not consider any other club or approach now. So what do we think about that one, Kev? Okay. And by the way, before we move on, guys, we have around 100 of you in the building as it stands. We have less than 50 likes right now. Smash the like button. Let's get up to 60 likes, okay? 60 likes on the video. Come on, people. Smash that like button. We really appreciate your time. Everyone that's jumped on here. We've got about 8 more minutes on the show. So if you're enjoying it, just let us know. Anyway, Kev, what were you saying?
Nah. What they'll do there is they'll put it out there that he only wants to sign for Tottenham, so other teams that are interested put a bid in. Of course, Kudus. Do you think Kudus has really said he just wants to join Spurs when he's got teams like Chelsea that are looking at him? There's Arsenal that are potentially looking at him. Teams that have got more chance of winning cup. Let's be real. Bigger clubs. So I feel like that's just a bit of what I'm looking for. PR, just the other teams coming through. But I feel like at this present time, he suits Tottenham better than Chelsea and Arsenal, and that's the reason being is Tottenham haven't got many right wingers of that quality. I think that they've got Werner, who's a squad player who's gone. Dusan Kuleveski, he's going to be out for a while with an injury. And Son, who's apparently he's coming to the end of his time at Tottenham. I think he's only got another year left in his contract. So I think Kudus would suit a Tottenham model more than ourselves and Arsenal. But yeah, I was happy for us to be linked to him. I feel like he'd be a fantastic player if we were to sign him. But we've got so much players to get rid of before. I just feel like we can't do it. I just want to see us offloading players before we sign anymore. Just too many players in that wing as Sterling, Felix. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on. That they need to be offloaded, and then that can free some space up. So maybe Tottenham is going to be the place where he ends up.
To be honest with you, I don't even have a problem with Kudus wanting to go to Tottenham. I think it's quite understandable. I think Thomas Frank is a manager that would do well with Kudus. He's proven that he can improve players of that caliber. He's played a little bit more pragmatic than what we've seen at West Ham, but also giving the players a license to go forward as well. You get the best of both worlds at Brentford. Organised, good with set pieces as well. He'll be given the freedom to play in a number of different positions if he wants to, but most likely he'll just play in his best position. Whereas if he comes to Chelsea, does he play on the left? Does he play on the right? Do we need him as a 10 at times to cover for Palmer? Maybe even as a false nine. Like Chelsea love to play people in different positions. We sign this player for that position, but do we play them in that position? I remember there was a time when Sterling was at Chelsea and Potter went to Brighton and played him as a wing back. We do some weird things at this club. So nothing is ever out of the question. But no, I think from the player's point of view, honestly, I think it's probably the right decision for his career. Individually, I don't think he'll win many trophies at Spurs, but I think that individually, he'll probably thrive. And he's like a direct replacement for Son in a way, because Son's been told that he's not going to have regular game time under Thomas Frank, which I think is probably the right decision. I think Son's a bit past it now. But yeah, if you look at the options that Chelsea have,
it makes more sense. We've got a lot of young aspiring wingers. Tottenham haven't. He'll go to Tottenham and they'll start every single game. It comes to us, not going to be the same. He's going to be more of a squad player or like a rotation player. At Tottenham is the main man. So yeah, it makes sense. And what we don't want to be doing is bringing in players of a Kudus kind of level. He comes in and he's not going to be happy. Say January, that it's going to be a similar scenario to the Felix situation where we bring these players in, they don't receive the minutes they want, and then they're looking to get out, and then they're stuck with a player that you can't get rid of. It's just copy and paste, repeat. Our other players that we bring in now, like Estava William, they know the scripts, they know they're young, they know they're not going to play every game, but they're willing to come and improve and fight for that shirt. I think with Kudus, he's already coming towards that, and he's at the pinnacle of his career. I feel like in his game time. I just don't think he suits what we're doing here. I think he suits Tottenham more.
Mark says he's not even West Ham's best player. I guess. Well, there's a debate.
Okay, so Mark, who is him? Don't say freaking that winger, English winger.
You'd probably say Jared Bowen.
Yeah, no.
Dennington Bear says, aren't the amount of loans out reducing this year too? Leslie probably will be sold in case we need to loan out Chile, Sterling, Felix, or any more. That's a good point. I suppose that as time goes on, if Chelsea feel like they just need to get rid of him, then maybe they will take a loss because they'd save more money loaning out a player like Sterling, where you can save God knows how much on wages, which is the equivalent of getting a better fee on another player. So that's a very fair point. I do think that Chelsea will be, holding out for the best price they can, but at the same time, sometimes you do have to grit your teeth and make that hard decision. But I think we'd be more than capable of doing it, especially if it's what's best financially. But yeah, I mean, Kev, generally speaking, obviously we've spoken about Madueke, we've looked at Kudus, Ugochukwu, Ethan Nwaneri as well. I mean, do you think any of these deals are going to come to fruition?
I don't. I think now we've got Neto and we've signed Gittins. I feel like another winger and another in a sacking player doesn't make sense at the moment. If we were to sign them, yes, I'd be happy. But where are we going to fit them all in? We've got too many players in the book. So I want us to offload. I want us to get another left back for one. That should be the next signing we make. We've got one left back available in the whole squad. Maybe a goalkeeper, centre back, and then go for another attacking player. But we've got a squad that's 75% attackers and the rest defenders. It's just the balance. It's not quite there. But yeah, it's exciting that we're getting linked with all these promising wingers. Yeah, it's good, but there's got to be balance within your squad, and I feel like defense now is where the priority should lay with any transfers.
Hey, well said, Kev. And listen, big up to you, my friends. I hope you get your tooth sorted out as well. You got to get your wisdom tooth out today.
Yeah,
so,
you probably see me holding my face quite a bit, so I've got to go and get ready now. 3 o'clock appointment. So, wish me well, everyone in the chat.
Mate, we're all struggling today. You've got the tooth. I've got the jet lag. We're going to get through it, people. We are going to get through it. The only way is up. Listen, really appreciate everyone that's watching. If you've enjoyed the show, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't. It all helps. And let us know what you think as well in the comments down below. And listen, we're going to catch up very soon. We won't do a stream tonight, but there will be a stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock as well. So feel free to join us on there. And we will catch up very soon. All the best, guys.